Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and this is going to be a review of the craziest mouse mod I have ever seen. This features a Zaunkönig M2K PCB, which you can buy for $80, a 3D printed shell, and that's it. And this mouse comes in at only 15 grams, so it's the lightest mouse ever. You can see my dog is quite interested in it. I'm sure this masterpiece is going to get a lot of criticism, whether that be for the cable, just the fact that it's not really like a full mouse. One thing, obviously, this is only going to work with fingertip grip. This takes the concept of a fingertip grip mouse and makes it even more extreme. You can see the clicks just have a little piece on top of them that works pretty well, honestly. There's no issues in terms of quality since this is a unibody piece. I don't have any concerns with like flexing or creaking, especially when I'm just pretty lightly gripping the mouse. In addition to the insanely low weight, you can also get a custom shape. For example, this is the Ultralight 2 or Final Mouse Starlight 12 small shape. I'll put on the screen like the Discord messages. He just asked me to like basically put my contact points on a mouse, and then that was the shape that was replicated. Obviously, it is not going to feel one-to-one, but in terms of grip width, it feels like it's a similar measurement. The click height is obviously going to be lower. You can see that the button height, like I said before, it's just a piece on top of the switch, and the sides are perfectly flat. So it doesn't feel identical, but it just feels like a good shape for fingertip, and obviously if you prefer another shape, you could have that one replicated. But yeah, now moving on to how the mouse actually performed, obviously the big thing with this is the weight, and at 15 grams, it is only 5 or 6 grams lighter than the second lightest mouse I've tried, but if you are coming from something in the 60 gram range, even something in the low 40s like a Starlight Small, it is just going to feel unbelievably light. The cable does add a bit of weight in terms of just like the drag feeling. You can set it up so there is less drag. You can do things like an air cord from Enku mods. You can peel off the cable and like braid the wire. There's a lot of shit you can do, but ultimately you are going to be somewhat hindered by a cable. I did hear by the creator of this mod that they will be doing a version with the HSK Pro, which is a wireless mouse in the future, so I'm not sure if some people are going to hold off for that. But the cable still did not like ruin the mouse for me. I was still able to use it, but it would have been preferable without it. The M2K PCB does have 8K hertz pulling, but it's not 8K hertz on sensor motions. It's 8K hertz on the click latency because PixArt won't unlock the frame rate. That's how the situation is to my understanding. So yeah, 8K hertz pulling on 3360 sensors is a bit weird, but in terms of the overall sensor experience, everything was fine. Everything felt exceptional. But yeah, now getting into what I really think about this mouse. Do I think people should try it? Do I think it's a meme? And there are some flaws. Obviously, the cable, like I mentioned, for one, I mean, this is just due to the nature of whatever material was used to print it, but the coating is super slippery, so I do feel like that could be improved. You could also just throw on a little smidge of grip tape, I suppose, but ultimately I would say yes, this is worth it if you fingertip grip and you are looking for an extremely light mouse. I'm talking under 20 grams for whatever reason. If that is what you're looking for, you're just willing to experiment with something, this is actually going to be your cheapest option by a pretty good bit. The standard M2K used to be $300, but they're not even selling that anymore. I think they are making an M3K in 2023 though, so getting the PCB and then doing a mod like this is going to be your best option. There is also the HSK Pro for $180. I'd like to see them sell the PCBs on that for cheaper in the future as well. But yeah, it is pretty cool to see the evolution of fingertip grip mice. Obviously, one caveat on this is no side buttons, and this is a 3D printed scroll wheel piece, but the guy did include the OG scroll wheel as well. I just didn't bother to swap it out. So yeah, is it going to feel like the highest quality, like most well-rounded mouse experience? Obviously not. This is very bare bones, very just focused on giving you a place to rest your fingers, click, and then move the mouse around freely. And I think it does an exceptional job at that. I don't think the prices on the service are too outrageous. If you just want the standard shape, it's 50 euros, I believe, and then 70 euros if you want the custom shape like I have. So you're looking at max 150 euros for this crazy lightest mouse in the world type experience. Not going to be for everybody, but I do think it is a cool mod that I want to see become a bit more popular. One thing I didn't mention is that since the mouse is so light and it takes such little friction to get it moving, similar to with Pulsar Superglide, sometimes if you just like leave it on your desk, it will move on its own. So that's just one thing I noticed. Also, the dot skates performed pretty well. Like, I had no issues with the skates. But yeah, that's going to be all for this video. I will be sure to leave a link in the description to the creator of this mod's Discord, where you can purchase either the 3D print files or the full-on service. And yeah, this is just a very interesting product. If you have any questions about it that I did not answer, feel free to leave those in the comments. Just let me know what you think about the mouse in general. You feel me? That's going to be all for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the lightest mouse ever, the best mouse ever, the perfect gaming mouse. Peace.